bossing us around.
Total BS on generational stereotyping. Hi there, you're with Andrew Hansen, and I'm joined in the studio by Jeff Payne. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Andrew. How are you?
I'm very good, and on the line we have Peter Bragg. Hi, Peter.
Good morning, Andrew. Hello, Jeff.
Good morning, Peter.
Well, look, now you two are from Behaviour Works Australia, right? From Monash Sustainable Development Institute.
Yes.
And well, can I start by asking you, Peter, what do you think? Is it time we called nonsense on stereotyping generations?
Short answer is yes, Andrew. And the reason is that when you were born is only one of the influences on who you are. There are many, many others. One is obviously your life stage of maturity, how old you are, shared experiences of people born around the same time, and where you were born. And there hasn't actually been any study in the world that has proven the things that we talk about as being Gen X or baby boomers, because no one's followed people over time. And Jeff, for example, who's in the studio, I didn't know Jeff in his 20s, but I hear that he was very self-centred.
Is this true, Jeff? Would you care to respond?
Look, I'm guessing that anyone in their 20s is all about me.
Well, you are an actor, Jeff.
Pretty much.
You know, and of course, if you are listening, you may know Jeff from Blue Healers and Neighbours and
Yeah, back in the day. The time of life that you are living in obviously affects your personality. So when you're 15, you don't care about mowing the lawn, but when you're 45, that's all you think about. So you change as you age. Maybe I'm just speaking on behalf of myself. But of course, the whole idea of generational stereotyping feeds into this confirmation bias that we have that confirms we're the best generation ever. You know the old joke, the older I am, the better I was. People love that idea. So if you get told, well, actually you belong to the hardest working generation, people go, yeah, you're right. And then we will age and the next generation will come along and be told the same thing.
So is there science behind this? I mean, now, because Peter, I understand you're the science guy, and Jeff, you're the culture guy in this analysis.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, yes. Peter's the actual scientist. I just hang around with the scientists. So, yeah.
Oh, it must be a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Well, Peter, what is the science?
Well, the science of how it happens is that generational stereotypes are, like all forms of stereotypes, they're mental shortcuts, and they're easier than trying to think about, other aspects of people's personality. And I think that a lot of this evolved from advertising, and certainly in workplaces, we see generational stereotyping, and it can be a little bit dangerous because if you always dismiss claims that younger people make and just say they're lazy millennials, they're self-entitled, then you may actually miss some real issues. So like all forms of stereotyping, it's kind of funny on the surface, and we can make jokes about how conceited Jeff was in his 20s, but actually it does have a serious side.
Yeah, so what do you make of that, Jeff? I mean, have you ever encountered a bias against you because of your age?
Look, some people look at me like I'm Gandalf. I know that. I work at Monash Uni, and I can see some of those kids look at me like, really?
Do they?
Really? You don't even know what chai is. You've never had it, old man. So yes, I get that a little bit. But there is a whole industry based on feeding the money of baby boomers, for instance. So there's a movie industry that's based on what I would call still got it. So Top Gun 2, for instance, is basically a still got it movie where a 60-something-year-old beats all the younger people in a jet fighter. And basically anything Liam Neeson's made for the last 20 years is a still got it movie.
I see what you mean, yes. And the recent Indiana Jones film.
Yes.
But I quite liked that, I must say, as a younger than Harrison Ford viewer.
Sure.
I liked seeing an old guy beat all the young guys. It was great entertainment.
It does feed into that idea, and it also, the idea that kids are good with computers. That was a stereotype for generations, that an 8-year-old could program your computer better than a grown-up could. I don't think that works, but it fed into this idea of stereotyping. We like it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So going back through history, had there been, generational divides? They're not a new thing, isn't that right, Peter?
Absolutely. So we've got a little quiz that we prepared, Andrew. I've got 3 quotes here and 3 different years. So the years are 1853, 2016, and 388 BC. So here are the three quotes. You have to try and match them. We'll see if we can get 1 out of 3.
Just do the one, Pete. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Full of self-conceit and admiration for their own dear self. Which year do you reckon that's from, Andrew?
Full of self-conceit and admiration for their own dear self. Well, it does sound a bit like Gerard Henderson in The Australians. I mean, he might. I could go for 2016.
It's 1853.
That's 1853. Yeah.
What about vain, lazy, and entitled? Was that 388 BC or 2016?
Oh, vain, lazy, and entitled. Okay, now I'm thinking that might sound like a more modern quote. Is it?
Yes, it is.
That's
It
a
is.
2016.
2016. And 388 BC is they love luxury, they have bad manners, they have contempt for authority. This is over 2,000 years ago. This is Socrates saying the same thing. These kids these days.
Yeah.
So it's always been with us. We've always complained about those whippersnappers.
So what's the answer? Would you say, Jeff? I mean, what should be done instead of discriminating against generations?
Well, apart from the fact that in workplaces it's illegal to show that discrimination, I just think we need to realise we have our own biases and it probably doesn't exist. People are different at different ages, that's fine, but we're the same humans that were around 2,000 years ago. We wear different clothes, we watch different TV, we get different entertainment, but we're the same people, pretty much.
I see. Well, look, Christy has texted to say, I refuse to give up my awesome niche exennial title because I do identify with it and it makes me feel special.
Wait, exennial, not millennial, exennial.
Apparently,
What?
it's news to me, but you can be an exennial. Well, look, thank you for joining us, Jeff and Peter, and, yes, busting that particular myth.
Yeah, our pleasure. And look,
Absolute pleasure, Andrew.
if you like holding onto your title, do it. Just understand there's no science behind it.